this, that, and yonder. We'll take this last section of town and see what we can come up with. That's the only thing we come up with, was that picture. And there probably wasn't more than 15 or 20 larvae. That's not something that's a beginnings of an outbreak, okay?
Swimming pool, yeah.
So I thought, Marvin and I talked together, and I said, let's just see what comes back on the next trapping. We put it in there, the next trapping, we get it, and the next one's at a different area. But the one that we just did the week before, nothing. So that was a good thing. That probably saved a couple of $1,000 right there.
So normally when you have a positive test, is it common to come up with a lot more after that from the same?
Yes.
You mentioned nest. I didn't know mosquitoes had nests, so.
Well, that might be just my interpretation from it.
Groupings.
Whatever somebody wants to call it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I call it, where the second thing came up, over there where you have green grass, a lot of green grass, a lot of trees, everybody waters and all that. There's no way that it's so hard to find a nest or a multitude of them. But when we enter into that situation, you can just do a scan and go through and do that, but basically the only thing you can do is fog it, because that's a country club to them. Mosquitoes love trees. In the daytime, they're up in there, and as you start getting in the night or fresh water comes down, they come down. That's their country club. That's their party house.
Let me ask you about another misconception or something I've just heard recently that goes against everything. I've always sprayed, before a party or something like that. 4th of July, we sprayed quite a bit trying to make sure we had it under control. I've always done it in the morning and the evening when I thought they were out. I heard somebody the other day reporting that you should spray in the middle of the day where they're all hiding in the grass.
Well, like I said, they really, if you got trees, they're there.
Right.
So they're not in the grass. So if you're going to spray, you need to spray the tree. You'll get more action that way. But sure better put on some masks, because that thing is just going through the air. You know, I'd try some of the things from the feed store, some organic stuff like.
I've got some traps out.
Like I had mentioned, Russell Feed out on Jacksboro Highway. That's where I'd go, and you can talk to them. That's where we purchase for the city weed. That's where we purchase our stuff, our dunks, and also our bits. And but they also carry a good selection of natural things. A lot of people now are pushing the electric bug zapper, but with that, I mean, if you don't care about
Get the good bugs too.
yeah. So, you got to remember that that's happening. So while you're killing your people you're trying, you're also killing off the people that's going to help you out later. So, but anyway, if y'all have any questions on any of this stuff, please feel free to give me a shout. If I can't do it right then, we can certainly get the time together, to make it happen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Bob, thank you. And Marvin, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we actually had fun, I think, Saturday. It was nice to kind of get out while it was cool.
I came by at 7:30, Marvin's truck's out there with all the doors open, the hatch, I'm gonna be leaving.
I don't know. All right, number 17, discussion and/or action to officially establish a parade committee.
I researched back and I couldn't find, we talked about it in a meeting, but we never did actually establish
Official
a
one?
committee. And being we have 3 councilmen.
Well, actually, Leanne and I talked, I think we're gonna drop and just let Yoli take all of it since she's not here.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the American way.
President,
I
no.
did not equal the quorum.
Well, the other thing, as far as the committee, I understand that was an issue about having a quorum. whatever, so, you know, one thing I will say is you can have the big meeting and decide, and then, well, I was gonna say, just food for thought is to break that committee into jobs, and you can have subcommittees that meet where all of you are together
Yeah,
at
it's,
once.
we'll have to do that, because we do, no matter what, we will have to call it an official meeting if we're planning a parade for the city,
You have
and
to
we are
post-
together.
You just have to,
That's correct,
Post
this is
your
your
meeting.
of the council meeting, you would need to post. But what I'm saying is if you had, somebody's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
traffic, and there's only one council
Yeah.
member there, it doesn't matter. And if you had somebody else doing decoration, you know, I don't know how you would break that, but if-
I
it's just
think-
food for thought
I
when
mean,
you're
I think
planning
that's
that.
totally doable. It just kind of stinks, because that's where all the fun happens also, is when you're
but
planning
see,
it.
that's my point though, don't change what works, just put a little extra effort of posting it. No one's gonna come, no one's gonna bother you.
I agree with that.
You know, don't.
Well, we actually
don't-
have
Well,
one
we actually
person that
have-
wants to join,
a citizen that wants to go. Well, that's okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we actually have a lot of ideas we're gonna incorporate that get the citizens involved
well,
in,
sure,
you
but
know,
I'm just saying,
different aspects.
I don't want you to
So-
change what's working.
No, right. So, but Marvin, I mean, I feel like it was you that was a little worried, like if we wanna come up on Saturday morning at 9:00, all we have to do is post that we're doing that.
72
hours in advance.
72 hours in advance, okay.
If you don't wanna, it's easier if I put it out as a parade committee, but
Right.
if not, they're not an
So
official
what,
committee.
well, I mean, so what are
Oh,
you
what?
needing? You're saying you need
I was thinking, and talked to him today, but I'm thinking that it needs to be a parade committee if you're gonna have a parade committee.
So put everybody on the council as being
Because
part of that parade.
why does that make a difference?
So he can call it something, instead of calling it the city council,
Right, instead of the council
Okay.
meeting.
it needs to be
Okay.
called,
Okay.
I think there's a couple ways to do it. You could create a committee that's intended to be like a standing committee, similar to a board of the city, that would operate under section 1.04 of the code, all those rules there. Or you could create the committee for this year for the purpose of planning the parade,
Mhm.
meaning it's gonna be in operation until December 31st, let's say. And then, I don't know what the date would be, and then it's gone. And so next year you would create
A
another
whole new
committee
one.
when
Mhm.
you're. But once you had a committee, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be any big deal to change members or add members. I guess it doesn't matter about adding anyway, as long as it's not a council member, right?
posting it, that would be.
Well, I think if you officially create the committee, so, would it be a board with community membership, or would it just be a subcommittee of the council? I think either way, but you would want to give some thought to what is this gonna look like, and establish it. You could always amend it later and change the structure, but. And so that's on here, it's on the agenda, is that something that can be done right now? So what do we need to do?
As long as we follow 1.04, I think we're fine, right?
Yeah, I think if you think we're gonna create something that's permanent, I mean, my recommendation, 1.04 references established by the charter or the ordinance. It'd be great if it's a permanent committee that's gonna be in existence, that we eventually follow it up with something, with an ordinance that establishes it. If it's just a temporary committee that we're gonna redo again later, I think a vote of the council that says we're gonna create this committee for this purpose, this is how long it's gonna operate, this is who's gonna be there. I think a vote of council in your
Seems like the way to get the toes wet.
That could be done tonight.
Yes, certainly.
So
So,
if
somebody
we
should
do
probably
that
make a
tonight,
motion.
I still pose that it's a parade committee or not?
Yes.
Because it'll be appointed tonight, Robin, therefore.
It'll be officially created, it just won't be, I'm assuming the idea it wouldn't be forever. If you wanted to say it's
We
gonna
don't-
be permanent, we'd come back with an ordinance later.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
temporary, when to go after Christmas, and if we had a motion right here, we could leave soon.
So,
I make a motion, we put together a temporary parade committee that will run from today through December 31st. Which is going to be done before then, but through December 31st. And it will consist of Yoli, Leanne, myself, and Darren.
Well, I would say could be the whole
Why does it have
council
to
as
name
well as
people?
citizens. Yeah, that's
Does
what
it
I'm
have
saying,
to
the whole
name
council
people?
as well as citizens.
Y'all are still adding to it, I don't know that I've named any.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
yeah.
Can it just